Welcome back to our channel. Let's start with the news today.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky repeated calls for the West to go further in punishing Moscow for its invasion. In an address on Monday night, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky repeated calls for the West to go further in punishing Moscow for its invasion. We, people who are alive, have to wait. Doesn't everything the Russia military has done to date warrant an oil embargo? While Western countries have imposed hard-hitting sanctions upon Moscow, Europe is heavily reliant on energy imports from Russia and has been so far reluctant to act to block them. US and German government officials are due to meet in Berlin this week with energy industry executives to discuss ways to boost alternative supplies for Germany. The Kremlin has demanded the West pay for Russian gas in rubles, not euros, but is trying to decide a mechanism for this. In besieged Ukrainian cities where conditions are desperate, the threat of Russian attacks has blocked exit routes for civilians. In Mariupol, the mayor said about 160,000 people were still trapped. There is no food for the children, especially the infants. They delivered babies in basements because women had nowhere to go to give birth. All the maternity hospitals were destroyed. A grocery worker from Mariupol who gave her name only as Natalia told Reuters after reaching nearby Zaporizhia. Russia calls its actions in Ukraine a special military operation to disarm and denazify its neighbor. Ukraine and the West say Putin launched an unprovoked war of aggression. Since the last in-person talks were held on March 10, when Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said a ceasefire was not even on the agenda, momentum on the battlefield has shifted in Ukraine's favor, giving Ukrainian officials some hope that Russia could be prepared to negotiate an end to fighting. We have destroyed the myth of the invincible Russian army. We are resisting against the aggression of one of the strongest armies in the world and have succeeded in making them change their goals, Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said. Russia's military signaled last week it would concentrate on expanding separatist-held territory in southeastern Ukraine. Kyiv says Russian troops continue to try to surround the capital, although Ukrainians have been pushing them back there, in the south and in the northeast. The sides have held talks via video link in recent weeks and both have publicly discussed a formula under which Ukraine might accept some kind of neutral status. But neither side has budged over Russia's territorial demands, including Crimea, which Moscow seized and annexed in 2014, and eastern territories known as the Donbass, which Moscow demands Kyiv cede to pro-Russian separatists.
This is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.